anybody that says there's nothing to do in Beaumont, I hope they watch this podcast because there is so much to do.
There's plenty to do if you just want to get outside and do it. And it's not just tax dollars here, tax dollars there. We want to give you options.
We're going to be talking about everything from summer camps to sports leagues, water activities, what you can do at our athletic complexes, movies in the park, and quite a bit more. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Beaumont Beat video podcast, where we move with the heartbeat of the city. I'm your host, Tracy Kennick, broadcasting from our awesome Sterling Pruitt Activity Center on Gulf Street in Beaumont. It's summertime, and with school out for students, it's just a matter of time before we hear those infamous words from our children, "I'm bored." So today we have a special guest who's ready to help us out with all of the great options to keep you and your children entertained with all kinds of activities for the summer. We're going to be talking about everything from summer camps to sports leagues, water activities, what you can do at our athletic complexes, movies in the park, and quite a bit more. But before we get to all that, I have a quick announcement. Hurricane season is upon us, and the Office of Emergency Management wants to remind everyone to sign up for the Southeast Texas Alert Network, or STAN. It's the primary way for the city to send out information during an emergency, so make sure you register at thestan.com. You can also check out our emergency management playlist on YouTube to get a refresher on pre-storm preparation, how to secure your home, and other hurricane readiness tips. And now let's get to the show. Beaumont is active. All it takes is a short drive around town to see all the places we have for recreational activities. And the man behind organizing all of these great rec activities is my special guest today, Mr. Jimmy Neal, the Director of Recreation for the City of Beaumont.
Very special guest.
Thanks so much for being here, Jimmy.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Well, I appreciate it. And finding activities, I know, during the summer for parents can be difficult. I think the main thing is they maybe don't know where to look, but we have a lot of great activities here, and many of them are free.
We do. Summer camp has been going on here at the Pruitt Center for, I would say, over 20 years, probably quite a bit over 20 years. But we usually will get anywhere from 200 to 300 kids in the summer. We have 2 sessions. One runs this year, essentially the month of June, Monday through Friday, and then the second one subsequently will come up in the month of July. So the exciting part for the kids is they get breakfast and lunch, so that makes everybody happy. So you've got arts and crafts, you've got activities, you've got some more athletic things that we do as far as setting up basketball and in football outside, throwing the frisbee. I'm seeing some kids play pickleball as well. Some of the kids are a little more art inclined, and so they'll do some painting, some drawings. But our staff does a really good job of guiding the kids on the different activities they can do throughout the day. And it's 7:30 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. It's a great offering that we do in the city. I'm really proud that we get to do this. Additionally, what we've got a summer track program, which has certainly been going on over 30 years. We've got a great group of guys that help run the track program. They participate in a few meets locally. They go regionally. And then last year, the state meet, I believe, took place in College Station. I think this year it's in McAllen or Brownsville, somewhere down the valley. And it's really organized. It's really well run. We've got some really high quality coaches, and the kids get a lot better. And it's a great way to keep yourselves active and get yourself ready for athletics come your next school year. And that runs, we've got kids as young as 7 all the way up through 18 that participate.
And that way they don't lose what they gain during the school year during the summer, which is also a good thing for coaches, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially obviously Southeast Texas, everyone loves football.
Right.
But as you know, football takes a lot of running. And track really, it's not just, hey, I'm fast or I'm slow. You can actually learn how to do it.
And they have flag football as well.
We do. We're super excited that we're going to be starting a flag football league. We're partnering with NFL Flag. What's cool about flag football to me is that everyone, unlike regular football, everyone can catch a pass. Everyone can run the ball. So you get these kids that when they get into middle school and high school and want to play tackle football, because again, they're in Southeast Texas, you have to, they get a chance to actually touch the football as opposed to just wearing a 50, 60, or 70 and pushing people around. And so I think flag football can really catch on here. It's caught on throughout the nation. We're really hoping that with the girls that they jump onto it.
And levels the playing field between the girls and the guys.
Yeah, and I could see it easily becoming something that takes place in the high schools.
I love it.
Pickleball has gotten really big, and there's schools that play pickleball. You're going to see girls flag football on high school and middle school teams within the next 5 years. It's going to be in the Olympics. So, I mean,
all
that
right, you
sells
heard it
all.
here first, folks.
Absolutely.
All right, I want to get to, I know during the summer, everybody talks about the heat in Southeast Texas, and we're looking for a way to cool off. We have some great places, splash pads, pools. Talk about that a little bit.
If you're from Beaumont and you've lived here forever, you remember there used to be a few other pools. They converted to splash pads, which are a lot more sanitary. It's a lot easier to maintain. It's not, you don't need lifeguards. You don't have to have as much, hands-on supervision. So we've got 10 throughout the city, just displaced, throughout the different wards. And then we've got our 2 pools. We've got Magnolia Park Pool here, and then Alice Keith Park over on the south end. Typically, we open up Memorial Weekend, and then we're always closed on Monday. But the pools will be open noon to 5, noon to 6, Tuesday through Sundays.
Okay, we have a lot for the youth, I feel like, in Southeast Texas, but we have some great things for the older community, and the Sterling Pruitt, of course, has some activities, but I want to talk about the Lakeside Center now, because I went there the other day for a great tour, and not only do they have crafts and they have activities, physical activities, great way to socialize. It was just, there were a lot of people there.
Lakeside Center is phenomenal. So kind of backtrack a little bit. The old Best Year Center was part of our department, and it was located just adjacent to Central Park over on 4th Street. In 2017, we were able to complete the build of the Lakeside Center. I mean, there's thousands of people come through each month. There's people that get there at 8 o'clock in the morning and leave at 4.
Yeah,
and they're mad that we're closing at 4.
I loved how they had a music room, so there were people singing, they can go in and enjoy the weight room. And it really is, it caters to our senior community, but really anybody can go there for a nominal or free fee.
Yes, ma'am. Anyone can attend. You don't have to be of certain age. If you're 19 and you want to go hang out looking for dates or something, it may be
Probably
frowned
not
upon.
your vibe.
It may be frowned upon, maybe not. I don't know. It might be the place to go. It might be something worth considering. But no, it is a great place. We've got a small gym in there. We've got a staff member that helps train people as far as how to use the equipment. Everything is very safe. It's modern. You've got pool tables in there. There's guys that literally will play pool 5, 6, 7 hours a day. Yeah. We've got nutrition for seniors that comes in, and so they can get meals around 11, 12 o'clock, I believe it is. There's bilingual training. There's people learning how to use computers, pottery classes, painting classes, you name it, we've got it. And we've grown it a lot in the last year or so, and we're just super excited to have it. And I feel like it's a hidden gem that I wish more people knew about.
I know that the city has been working with some consultants to try to grow our rec facilities. How's that coming?
So we've entered into an agreement for Parks and Rec Master Plan. We got $1.3 million to go into the Parks and Rec improvement plan, and it's gone really well. I mean, we've been able to upgrade a few playgrounds. The vast majority of people, they hear park, they just assume playground.
Right.
And I don't necessarily see it that way. I see parks as a bunch of different amenities, but putting new playgrounds in, getting some new structures, doing some different things has really it's going to really help the idea that people love to say, oh, there's nothing to do. There's plenty to do if you just want to get outside and do it. And, it's people talk about trying to get new people to move here. I think it's also about retaining the people that you have as well. And
quality of life for them.
Yeah. And it's not just, hey, tax dollars here, tax dollars there. It's, look, this is what we do. We want to give you options. I don't feel like every playground in a neighborhood, every park in a neighborhood needs to have the same playground. If you're in Beaumont, if it takes you more than 20 minutes to get somewhere, you're going the wrong way.
Right. So we can, they're all accessible to anybody. So if you have a splash pad at one, you have a playground at one, a dog park, maybe Frisbee golf, then it allows you a lot more opportunities, right?
It does. It gives you the options to do kind of what you choose to do instead of it just being programmed.
Well, we've covered some of the organized activities in the area, and coming up, we're also going to talk about some of the other options that you can enjoy anytime on your own. But first, we have another quick announcement. We would love to have you join us in our effort to plant more trees in town. The Parks Department is looking for volunteers to help plant 400 trees at Terrell Park Nature Center on June 1st. You can sign up as an individual, family, or group on our website, beaumonttexas.gov/growbmt. Come out and help us grow Beaumont. And as always, we want to remind you that you can stream this episode and past episodes of the Beaumont Beat on multiple platforms, including Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. Subscribe to our channel, like this episode, and share it with others so they too can enjoy it. And we're always looking for new topics, so drop us a comment to let us know what you'd like to see in future episodes. And now back to our conversation with the director of our rec department for the city of Beaumont, Mr. Jimmy Neal. Now, earlier, Jimmy was sharing with us the different opportunities during the summer, from cooling off in our pools to what's planned at our rec facilities. And there's some great organized activities, but also some places that you may want to go check out. You can go check them out anytime on your own. And we want to get to that now. So I want to talk now about the hike and bike trails. And that's a great place to get out, do some exercise. And those are really beautiful. There are a couple of them around town.
Yes, ma'am. We've got the Gulf Terrace hike and bike trail, which is out near the Chris Quinn soccer complex. Dishman, you can also enter on the Phelan side. And then we had the new one. It's not really new anymore at Folsom, but the one that was built at Folsom, 15 years ago. Both of them are 10-foot wide paths, which is a little bit unusual. Most paths are, you can ride a bicycle and that's pretty much all, but these are a little wider, which is really cool that people have more room to move around and do what they want. They're clean, they're maintained very well.
And we added some cameras out there as well to make them safe.
Yes, right? Ma'am. That helps a lot.
Now, earlier you talked a little bit about tennis and pickleball, which I've kind of tried as well, and I really love it. But it's the sport that's catching on, and there are places that we can go and try to pick up that sport.
Absolutely. So you've got the Beaumont Municipal Tennis Center, of course, where we've got 24 tennis courts, but pickleball lines are painted on multiple courts out there. We're working to get some new ones built, hopefully within the next fiscal year. We've also painted pickleball lines at Central Park's tennis courts, Caldwood Park Tennis Court, and Rogers Park Tennis Court. But it's crazy to see the ages that are playing. Yes. People thought it was for seniors. Mm-hmm. Well, now I've got kids that are just playing like crazy. A lot of my friends play. I've got friends who've got pickleball courts at their house.
Yeah, I do too. Is there a way for people to take lessons?
Instruction is available at the tennis center. Same with tennis instruction as well. There's some group training that does take place, I believe on Saturday mornings at times, and just something where people can show up and find out how to play. I think it's very similar, like I said, to tennis as far as the way you can find some instruction if you're curious.
I want to talk now. We're inside the Sterling Pruitt Center. This is, as I had mentioned before, one of the hidden gems of Beaumont because it offers so much free, and the kids can get out of the heat and come inside in the air conditioning. Talk about this place.
Pruitt Center is a great place. I'm a little partial to it because my office is here, but we've got a weight room. We've got 2 multi-use rooms. Next door to there in the other multi-use room, you've got dominoes, you've got a pool table in there. The opportunity, again, for people to set up and do kind of other things if they choose to. Here in the gym, we've got two basketball courts run side by side. Got a dividing curtain in the center to where you can split it up. You've got volleyball capability here. This floor was resurfaced in funds from fiscal year 23. So this was much needed. Looks way better. Looks really nice in here. So
earlier we talked about some of the options that we have for parks, but we didn't talk about our skate park. That's something people may not realize we have as well.
It's pretty much wide open. It's not fenced in or anything. As you saw it right next to Lakeside. Perfect. The skaters are normally young-ish, mm-hmm. and the Lakeside Center is
right.
A little older. Maybe that's some of that combo. I don't know. Symbiotic again. I keep using that word, but it's fun to watch these kids go out there and do what they do. I mean, it's, like I said, it's open. And it's another one of those things where you're not forced into this confined space. You can hang out, sit on your phone, grab something to eat if you want, go skate when you want, go do your thing. When people do want to host events there, which I know I believe one of the concerts in the summer is going to be held out there. Event services will help reserve it and do all the logistical parts of it. But it's a really, really cool place.
Okay, I want to talk now about those who love nature because I know we have some great bird watching opportunities. People that come in from out of town always want to go see if they can see an alligator. We have a lot of things like that. Talk about the nature that people can observe.
So if you like alligators, you can definitely find them at Cattail Marsh. I think at last count, there's something over 80 inside Cattail Marsh. You hear that and people go, oh my God, I don't want to be out there. I'm scared. But if you can go ride, a lot of people ride their bikes through Cattail. People will jog, walk, whatever. There's no one ever has any issues with running into a gator. It's
In a
really cool
natural
just to
habitat.
observe them. Yeah, I
Sure.
mean, it's just so neat. And so many birds. I have no idea how many birds are out there. CVB handles that. They keep up with all of it. I know there's a family of eagles that lives out there that I guess people don't realize eagles can live here too. Apparently they're not bothered by humidity. The fact that people come here truly from all over the world to see some of these species of birds, if you're someone that's into that, you would love it.
And it's in that beautiful Terrell Park where you can walk along the nature trail and enjoy. It's just gorgeous out there.
Terrell Park is great.
Yeah,
It's
beautiful.
such a huge footprint, and if you can't find something to do out there, it's because you just don't want to do anything.
Yeah, just it calms me when I walk through the gardens there. It's beautiful.
There's a whole lot more. There's so disc golf. There was a disc golf course at Terrell Park years ago. Trees fell, knocked down a lot of the baskets, and so the disc golf course kind of fell apart. We were able to reactivate it probably about 5-6 years ago with the help of one of our local disc golfers. You got the stables at Terrell Park that has been out there for forever, for a long time. That so many people grew up here and remember riding horses at the stables. And then something that's really near and dear to me is the golf course. Our course is in really good shape. It's the greens are great. If you're a golfer, pretty much you base how good your golf course is on how good your greens are. Our greens are in good shape. When it's not raining, we get a lot of play. And council and administration has given us some funding over the last year or so to enter into a study to figure out how to get the water to drain off the course quicker. That way we can get people out there playing faster. Last month, it was almost a record month for us. So if you like to play golf, which after COVID, golf has really kind of spiked up with Top Golf and a bunch of those different options, but there's a lot of people playing, and I think it's when people go out there, they're pleasantly surprised at the shape that the course is in, and we're lucky to have it, and we hope we can continue to build upon it and improve it.
All right, finally, I want to talk a little bit about the events. Tell us about the movies in the park. That's always a big draw.
Yeah, it's a great time, and so we've got an inflatable screen that we bring out there and set it up, and of course all generators are really quiet, so we run in, you don't even hear it, and you bring out a lawn chair, you bring out a blanket, you can flop down on the grass if you choose to, completely up to you, and watch the movie. And we're not going to show Poltergeist or anything, but
they're family-friendly movies.
Yeah, I think so. We try to do our best to make it to where it kind of fits with all ages. Our staff, our department will go out there and usually we provide popcorn, and we have our cool little popcorn machine that everything's going to be bagged up, and it's always a great opportunity for people to see. And the really cool thing is, when you work with a city, we've got such a good relationship with so many different departments. And so just seeing emails going around last week with the traffic department, they'll put that mobile sign up at one of the parks and it'll show for 2 weeks, this movie is going to be showing on this date.
Yeah, a little family fun night. Okay, talk about the farmer's market. That's always a great place to go and find homemade fresh things and get fresh vegetables and that.
Farmer's market, so they set up shop Saturday mornings at the athletic complex. So on the tennis center side, they utilize the covered basketball pavilion. And if you get there at 10 a.m., you're probably a little bit late. I've seen, people line up there 6, 7 o'clock when the sun's coming up. They are already in there. And so many farmers, local, I assume they're all probably within a half hour or so, but I'm sure some people come in from further away than that. You get people that have like specialized products. I know that my mother-in-law is constantly going, they've got these Filipino fruits that I can only get from these certain people, and she knows which week of the month they're going to be there, and she gets excited to go see them. And there's, I think, people that make bread and a bunch of different things, but it's a really cool sort of a partnership we have with that group, and to see them grow for what they kind of started 15 years ago or so to where they're at now. It's a really cool relationship we've got with them, and we're glad to have it. I mean, every city has something like this, but I think ours does a really, really good job.
Okay, well, you've given us some great options for the summer, and anybody that says there's nothing to do in Beaumont, I hope they watch this podcast because there is so much to do. Sometimes it takes a little effort on our own part to find out what's happening. But I appreciate all of your knowledge and all you're doing for the rec program in the city of Beaumont.
Awesome. Thanks.
And we hope that you'll join us for our next podcast when we chat with the BISD about what the district has planned for the summer and the upcoming school year as well. We'll also talk about the youth programs they have available to the community through their Summer for Success program. In the meantime, you can check out tinyurl.com/BISD summer for recreational and educational opportunities. And those apply for pre-K through high school, as well as free food programs available to anyone under the age of 18. For now, I'm Tracy Koenig. Thanks for tuning in to the Beaumont Beat, where we move with the heartbeat of the city. We'll see you next time.